Go ahead, Crow. Welcome to Blessings in the Journey. Here we go on a morning on the little homestead. This is what it looks like. Waking up with the rooster crowing bright and early. Me and the dog, the best farm dog there is, getting out to do a little chores. Some folks go to the gym, but this girl right here, she works out in her yard because she moves enough rabbit tractors around to count for squats and all kinds of exercises. So we get it in that way, moving them on fresh grass so they have something to chew on, and also that helps us with cutting the grass in the orchard. Sort of. They still don't eat enough. Maybe we need more rabbit tractors and more rabbits. So while I am doing that, the sun is steadily coming up, and the chickens and the ducks and the quails all know that I'm in the backyard, and they are hollering for to be let out or to be fed. So we got to make our way on over, get some food. Usually we have to fight off the turkeys. You know, they go where they want to. So we start with getting some food for the quails first. We do 2 scoops for the quail that last through most of the day. I'll give them another scoop at night to keep them content and check the water if that's needed. We're going to head on over to the quail jail, as I call it. Recently had to do some repairs because even though we have all this netting to keep the quail in, some of it got torn up at the bottom, and I've had a quail get out. I had to catch him the other morning. So sometimes we're catching critters in the mornings too. That always throws a kink in the day. Got to get in, make sure none come out. And we just have a feeder in there that kind of feeds them all day long, and they help themselves with the food and the water. Once I feed them 2 scoops, it's on to finding quail eggs. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, I get the ones that I can see all over the floor, because these little eggs, they get up under the little house that they have, and they lay eggs under there. And the only way I can reach under there and get them is if I get down on the ground and reach up under there. You can see under there is where the other eggs are. And I can grab that one. But it's the ones at the back on the wall. So I send my youngest in there later, and he fetches them out with me because he can get under there a whole lot easier than I can. I guess that maybe I'm not doing enough exercise in the morning because I could get down there a little bit lower if I wanted to. So I pet a few quail if they let me, and I skedaddle on out. Happy to collect my quail eggs. We get about 6-7 eggs a day from the quail. It's also just about time for us to take care of some of the males that are in there. Recently, I've been leaving the chickens locked up in 2 different coops just because we've had a hawk problem. We have 2 hawks, and it's a mess. Ducks, I had been leaving them locked up in the quack shack too and feed them in there, but that's not really gone well because ducks are so messy. And now I've been letting the ducks out again, and it's okay, the hawk doesn't mess with them. We put some hawk resistant stuff in the yard. I might put that in another video. If those things work well, I'll share them in a video with you. If they keep the hawk away, I'll let you know. So the ducks, they love their sunflower seeds and peas. Also some mealworms. There's Butt. She's got to get her little pet in the morning. Now she's a little too fat for feed right now. She and the sheep have been living off the land real good this summer. Gotta water everything. And then me and my Tiny take the pig feed mix. Oh yeah, there you go. Moon is still out. That's bright too, isn't it, y'all? Well, anyway, still right early in the morning. Got the pig feed mix, taking that to the back. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that we have forest pigs, or we have 1 pig left now. But we keep them back in the forest. They keep things cut down. There's lots of benefits. Check out the videos on that. Having forest pigs is like the best way to have pigs. Feed my little guy. This is Hambone. And he right cute. He's getting ready to go to the fair. Oh, yeah, he's going to be in the fair. Happy little fella. He's a really sweet pig. He's a Berkshire, Burrock, and Potbelly mix. Once I get back in and wash my hands up, I have got to have some hot tea in the morning. Every blue moon, I'll drink coffee, but because it's so acidic, I don't really drink that anymore. But I gotta have something to kind of like relax me and get me up. You know, by the time I come back on animals, I want to pause before I start my day. So I have my little devotional and coffee or tea, mostly tea, and then gotta cook breakfast for everybody and start getting them up. Usually hubby's in the shower at this point while I'm cooking the breakfast. You better bet we eat bacon and eggs just about every single day. Now, sometimes they have sausage and eggs too. I used to do lots of breads. Recently, we've had to cut back on our breads because there's just a little bit of weight gain in the house. While the bacon's cooking, I can flip through my planner for today, see what's coming, kind of know where we got to be at what time I work. Because yes, even though I homestead and homeschool, I also work from home too. Yeah, what a balance, right? So I got to just take that time and figure out what's going on for the day. Once I've done that, like I said, I got to have a devotional in the morning. Sometimes I do better than others. You know, every season looks a little different. So for me right now, it's about all I can do just to get in a little bit, it seems. I'm going to be working on that. I know I personally always have a better day when I start off with more quiet time with the Lord and just reading scripture, meditating on it, and good old prayer. But you know, I'm way far from perfect. Like, way far from perfect. So, once I've had that quiet time, I finish getting ready for the homeschool day by pulling things out from the camper kitchen table couches. I keep the boys' schoolworks and my stuff in there too. So I got to pull all that out and lay it out on the bed while hubby's in the shower getting ready. So that way it's organized for the day. Because once we sit on the couch, you know, it's a whole lot to be like, get up. So I got to, like I said, I've already looked at my calendar, know what's coming, looked at their planners, pulling out what we need for each day, making both boys a pile and my kind of like middle pile on what I'm teaching with them and doing with them. If I need anything for projects, I try to get that out in the morning too, as long as I remember. And then once I've got it all out, it's put that up and move on to getting ready for breakfast, finish cooking, getting everybody to the table. Now we do let the boys sleep in about half of the week. The other half of the week, they got to get up and get going. Just when I thought I was done, there's always that last minute, whoops, I forgot to make hubby's coffee and he needs that coffee before he goes to work. Because if I'm having my tea, he's got to have his coffee, right? So what I always do is I take the grains that were left in the coffee from the day before and I pour them on my gourds because that helps them to get that nitrogen. They're like heavy nitrogen drinkers. Got a few other things to water too. I try to get it all done when I'm out there with the loofahs, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just forget altogether and don't get none of it done until the next day. I wish I did better watering, but you know, I'm not perfect. And that, my friends, is what an early morning on the homestead looks like. All in about an hour and a half time. And then we get ready to face our day full of homesteading and homeschooling and work.